All right guys, so we've been told to get speed from our big muscles in our body. We want to use the legs, our lower body. That's where the speed is really going to come from. You've tried that out, but the problem is you're not really getting the speed that you want to have. You feel like there's still something missing. Well, if all the speed comes from the lower body, from the hips, from the legs, all that kind of stuff, well, if I take away the hips and legs, there's no way I'm going to be able to generate speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that to the test. I'm going to swing here. This isn't something where I'm going to try to hit a great shot or anything, but if I sit in this chair, make a swing, I shouldn't be able to swing very fast. If my normal swing speed is, say, around 117, then swinging 40 or 50 miles an hour should be about all I should get if all the speed does come from my legs. So let's put that to the test and see what kind of miles per hour we can get, or I can get here actually hitting a golf ball. So I'm just using my shoulders, my arms, and my wrist to supply all the speed into this shot. There we go, I actually hit that one pretty daggone straight. I'd hate to hit another one. That's the first try on this, and I think that's about the best I'm gonna do. But let's take out my flight scope and let's see what kind of speed numbers we're getting here. So my swing speed was 110 miles an hour, swinging from a chair. So that's showing you it's not from the hips, it's not from the legs. Most of your swing speed is coming from your upper body. Remember, my normal swing speed is 117. Carried that ball 247, and my total distance was 265. So what we're going to talk about in this video today is how to get the arms involved. I see so many players over the years that come in, they're not using their arms at all, and their speed is going way down the drain. So let's talk about a great drill that's going to help you with that. Now, if you're joining us on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got some awesome content, really going to help you guys with your game this year. And if you hit that subscribe button, you'll be notified when those new videos come out. All right, so let's get rid of this chair. We don't need that anymore. That's basically just to prove a point that it's not all lower body, it's not all legs. Now, before we start with this, I will say the legs do play an important role. If I can get my hips and my legs to rotate in the backswing, well, that's going to help me to load up my shoulders. We just showed how much power comes from the shoulders. As I let those hips go in the backswing, now I can load up my shoulders. That's going to make a longer hand path. That's going to give me more time and space to apply power to this club. Also, my follow through, if I want to make sure I release in front, I want to make sure that I get to that good follow through, I have to let my lower body turn on through to a good full finish there. I like to think of the lower body as being the momentum. If you imagine a huge, like one of those wrecking ball they knock down buildings with, imagine my whole lower body is in that just kind of lodged in this big wrecking ball. I'm going to use my momentum for my lower body to create that baseline of speed. I'm not trying to rip the hips, I'm not trying to go super fast, I'm just creating that baseline momentum. Then my shoulders, my arms, and my hands can build on that. Now, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and do a couple baseball swings first. Let's get these arms and hands to wake up a little bit. And as we're doing this, feel like you get a good angle of lag. Feel like those hands are coming in front of your chest, this club's angled back. And then from there, let that club fly on over and really get some, some good speed. Feel like you're really gonna crank one, just like if you're playing baseball. That's a great way to get those arms and hands involved. In baseball, we obviously know, hey, we're gonna have to use a little bit of those arms to get the bat moving forward because the bat weighs a little bit. Same thing's gonna happen in golf. Get a couple of those swings. Now, if you wanna take it to the next level, what you can do is lay a towel down or just stand on one knee, and I want you to make a couple swings. Let's go about 15 or 20 swings, just swinging as hard as we can from one knee. You can switch it up to the other knee. And really, what all these drills are doing is they're turning off my lower body. They're forcing me to use my shoulders, my hands, my arms, my wrist to get that club to whip. Now, last part I want you to pay attention to here, when we're using these hands and arms, we have to let that club release. We have to get that snap of speed. That's the only way you can create that real flash of speed like the pros are doing. I want you to go ahead and let that club come in front of your body and then whip that on around to really get that to go. So if I do that, I'm gonna get that club to get some good pop or good flash of speed right at impact when it's happening. And then all I want you to do from there is go ahead and turn down to the golf ball and do the same thing. So we started out doing 20 or 30 baseball swings. We got down on one knee. We did 20 or 30 swings there. Now we've got the arms involved. We've got them engaged. Let's turn this into a real swing now. The only other piece is what I mentioned earlier. Let's go ahead and let those hips work now. And if I do this correctly, if I get that good hip turn, you'll see my hips have rotated in the back. Now I can really load up those shoulders. That's like me taking this great big baseball swing and getting a lot of power with it. So let's go ahead and let those hips turn. As we come on through, let those hips turn. And now we've added the lower body and the upper body together, that's when you're gonna get the most speed possible. So I start out at 110 miles an hour. Let's see, 250 carry, I think it was 270 or so, total distance from the chair. Let's give it a good rip, adding the lower and upper body together. Now that we got those arms working, see what kind of speed we can get. All right, so I hit that one pretty well. Not the most solid shot in the world, but my speed was definitely up. Let's see what the speed and the yardage are going to. So again, my first one, 110, with both the lower body and the upper body added together, 119.9. So a lot more speed there when I'm adding both of them together, but 90-something% of that came from my upper body, my shoulders, my hips, my shoulders, my arms, and my wrist releasing. My carry distance didn't hit the most solid, but 282 on there, 266, so 20-something yards farther. So we're seeing about 10 miles an hour of the club head speed are coming from the hips. Another 20 yards or so are coming from the hips, but the bulk of it is coming from the arms and the hands, making sure those whip through to get a good flash of speed right at the ball. Now we're still missing a piece here. We want to get tons of lag so that we have something to release. If my shoulders and lower body and everything's working well, but I'm already casting as I'm starting down, pushing this club toward the ball, I'm not going to create much speed. The more lag I get, the more my hands and arms are going to be able to create that flash of speed right at the ball. Well, I've got a preview of one of my best lag videos. I'm going to show that here in a second. Just click the card on the screen or the link down below in the description. You'll get instant access to that video, and you guys are going to be ripping it with all that newfound lag. Let's go ahead and get started. More lag. I know you guys really want a lot of lag. All the pros have it, and I got a great 3-piece drill that Robin's going to help us demonstrate. The right forearm, the right shoulder, they're trying to come down really hard to start the swing, and we burn up all our speed prior to getting down to the ball. So we're not saving up any of that energy. Imagine there's kind of like a pouch with arrows in it, and I'm going to pull the arrow out of the quiver and then swing on through. In grain, the reason this works is because I can't cast or that club's going to come off my shoulder. I'm letting the start of my transition be across.